20 Lego sets that more than doubled in price in the space of 1 year. That's what we're going to look at here in this video because I get a lot of questions all the time on how long do you need to wait for Lego prices to go up over time. If you are a Lego investor, you are building a business and investing in Lego sets, holding them while values go up, do you need to sit on those Lego sets for 5 years while they go up in value? Absolutely not, because a lot of Lego sets skyrocket in value very, very quickly within the first year of retirement. And in this video, I'm going to share 20 examples of sets that doubled in price on Amazon in the US within the first year of retirement. And these are also going to be recent sets. These are going to be sets that retired just over a year ago at the end of 2022, which is a year and a half ago now when I'm filming this, which gives us enough time to be able to see the performance over the course of that time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at sets that retired at the end of 2022, and then I'm going to check the price at the end of 2023, which is a year of retirement. So that gives us the price growth with just 1 year of hold time if you bought them right before they retired. And real quick before we jump in, I do want to say these are Amazon US prices. Wherever you are around the world, you may see different prices in your local marketplace and different websites like eBay and Bricklink. And I also want to call out that this is not return on investment because you do have some costs associated with Lego investing. However, on the flip side, I'm also using full MSRP as our starting price here, and usually we don't pay full MSRP for our Lego inventory. We get them for massive discounts. So if you're buying these sets for 20, 30, 40% below the MSRP, which is what you should be doing, then those costs and fees to sell on Amazon will be more than covered and offset by those discounts that you get. So with that, let's just jump in. The first set we're going to talk about here is a Star Wars set. It is, of course, the Imperial Star Destroyer. Massive set, of course, in the Star Wars theme of Lego sets with 4,784 pieces. It is set number 75252. And this set retired at the end of 2022. It is part of the UCS series of Lego sets. Those are the collector's series of sets that are more expensive, large, kind of detail-packed Star Wars sets. This was a $700 set, so when it retired back here on Amazon, you can see on the price chart that back before it retired at the end of 2022, you could buy it for $700 on Amazon. Now, as soon as this went out of stock on Amazon, the price started to rise, and it quickly rose up to over $1,100 within a month of this set going out of stock. But then into 2023, the price was flat for a lot of the year. But then in Q4, the fourth quarter of 2023, we saw a massive rise in the price and it hit $1,500. So again, this was a $700 purchase price. And by the end of the first year of retirement, which is 2023, the end of 2023, the set was selling for $1,500 on Amazon in the US. More than doubling in price, even if you had to pay full price for this set, and even if you had to pay sales tax, and even accounting for your fees to sell it on Amazon. You're doing phenomenally well as an investment on this one, no matter what way you look at it. But if you're able to get a good deal on this, you're able to get some VIP points or gift with purchases at the Lego stores and different things like that, then you're going to be doubling your money on the Imperial Star Destroyer if you held it for that 1 year. And this year in 2024, so far, we see that it has gone flat again, but I do expect that at some point that will pick back up again, and we'll see another rise in this price. But still today it is selling for over double of the MSRP, and it has only been retired for a year and a half. So we're starting off with Star Wars UCS, the Imperial Star Destroyer. And next up we have another Star Wars set. This is the Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This is the 501st Legion Clone Troopers, set number 75280. Now this set retired at the end of 2022 back here, and we can see a very, very quick rise in the price here. It was $30 in retail stores, that was the MSRP, but you could have got this for well below $30. Even here you can see the price dropping to $23 on Amazon, and if you bought it at that $23 mark, you're doing extremely well right now. But even if you paid full price for this at $30, it doubled over the next year. So you can see the price quickly skyrocketing up here. And by the end of the first year of retirement, 2023, it was selling for $65 at the buy box on Amazon. Even if you paid full MSRP for that, you are doing very well. You won't quite be doubling your money because of those Amazon fees and different things. So if you bought it for $30, sold it for $65, you're not quite doubling your money. But if you bought it for $24 at the discounted price, or $23 and sold it for $65, you are more than doubling your money at that point, because you're covering those fees and different things with your discount that you got it for. So another great performer here with 501st Legion Clone Troopers. Next up we have another Star Wars set. This is the Armor's Mandalorian Forge, exclusive to Target in the US, of course, not available widely in different retail stores. It is set number 75319. currently selling for $70. This was another $30 MSRP set, but now it's selling for $70. And we can see even before this set retired, actually back in 2022, it was selling at an inflated price on Amazon. You can see it was selling for $40 or so for the majority of that year. And there's a reason for that. The reason is Amazon didn't have stock of this set because it was exclusive to Target and Lego stores in the US. And if Amazon don't have stock of something, then the sales that are happening here on Amazon are not actually Amazon.com. They are third-party sellers like me. And what's happening is they're buying it in Target and then they're selling it on Amazon for $42. Even after Amazon fees, they're not making a really good profit when they're doing that. It's better to wait until retirement when you can see this price rising up here. In 2023, we see the price quickly skyrocketing up to $70 within a couple of months. So by June of 2023, this set was selling for $70. And again, it was a $30 retail price. If you got it during Black Friday, that Q4, there were amazing deals on this set. Armor's Mandalorian Forge was available for somewhere in the region of 22, I want to say. And if you bought it at that discounted price at around 22 and you're selling it for 70, 3x what you bought it for, you're doing really, really well at that point. But even if you paid full price and you're selling it for 70, you're almost doubling your money because even accounting for costs there, it's doing great. Now, by the end of the year, it did drop a little bit below that 70 mark. By the end of the year, it was selling for 66, and it has been a little bit flat since then, but I do expect it will pick up again at some point when the supply dwindles. But another example of a phenomenal investment that more than doubled in the first year of retirement. Now let's look at some Harry Potter. We have Fluffy Encounter 76387 here. This is the Harry Potter Fluffy Encounter, a small set. This was, I believe, a $40 retail price. And right before it retired, Amazon were selling it for $32. That was 20% off. Amazon had this readily available at a 20% discount for a lot of its life. They were selling it for $32. In fact, right here, we can see that the price dropped on Amazon to $26. I remember buying a lot of them at that point because I knew it was a phenomenal deal. $26, it was a $40 set. I felt like that was a phenomenal discount. And more recently, look at what happened with this price. So we see in the first year, it has quickly skyrocketed. By the end of the first year of retirement, it was selling for $75. And again, this is a $40 price. But even right up until the end of the year, it was not quite double the MSRP until the last second. The last week in December, it hit 90. And so, of course, that means it was more than double the MSRP at that point before the end of 2023, before the end of its first year of retirement. A $40 set selling for 90. But look at the recent performance on this that has continued to go up. It hit 97 in January of 2024, and it has been in that region ever since. It did peak 105 at one point in the last couple of months. $40 set selling for $105 within a year and 4 months or so. It's just a phenomenal investment right there, a phenomenal performance from Fluffy Encounter. We have another Harry Potter set here, which is the Fox Dumbledore's Phoenix. This is 76394. Another exclusive set. This was not readily available in most retail stores. It was available in Target in the US. And here we can see another example of a set that was selling for a little bit above retail on Amazon before it retired, because the retail on this was $40. Now, Target increased the price of this in stores before it retired. So it was a weird situation with this where the retail price in Lego stores was $40 and the retail price in Target was $50 because they kind of raised their price. But the real MSRP of this set was $40. Right before retirement, we can see it was selling for around $48 on Amazon. Again, Amazon didn't have any stock of it because it was an exclusive set to Target, which can inflate that price just a little bit. But in the first year of retirement, we see the price slowly start to rise up here, and by the end of its first year, it peaked 107. Right there, we can see selling at the buy box for $107, commonly selling for somewhere in the region of $100 by the end of its first year of retirement. Now, since then, it has been a little bit flat. It's currently selling for 95. But if you bought it for 40, you're more than doubling your money. Even at 95, it has come down a little bit, but I do expect, once again, that will bounce back up at some point when some of those low ballers sell out. But even at 95, if you bought it for 40, you're doing great. If you got a discount on it, you're doing even better. Even if you bought it from Target at the inflated $50 price, you're doing really well at this point as an investment. Next up, we look at some Marvel. We have Marvel Carnage. This is the Carnage helmet set. This is 76199. And once again, we have a case here with Amazon not having any stock of the inventory before it sold out because it was an exclusive set. But it was a $60 MSRP. Right now, we can see it selling for $128 almost. And in the course of the first year, we see a lot of flat pricing. for the first half of the year, but it was flat at $90, so it was still doing okay at that point. It was, again, it was a $60 retail. If you got a discount, you know, you could have got it for below that, but selling flat at around 90 for most of the year. But then in Q4, when a lot of demand came in, we see this price rising up here and peaking 127 at one point in December. So again, it was a $60 purchase price, MSRP, and it peaked 127, so more than double of the MSRP, and it has been around there ever since. Right now it is still at that price, so you're selling for more than double of the MSRP right now on Carnage after just over a year of hold time. Next up, we have Lego Technic here, and we have the Technic Rescue Hovercraft 42120. Right before retirement, it was selling for $30. That was the MSRP on this set, but it did have discounts every so often for 24, which is 20% off. You could have bought it for that 24, and within a month of retirement, this actually sold out right here, and it was selling for 30. And as soon as it sold out, we can see this pink line jumping to $60. It was a $30 set, and it jumped to 60 within a month of retirement, or maybe a month and a half of retirement right there. That is an example of an immediate price rise because there wasn't a whole lot of supply or a whole lot of third-party sellers that had inventory of this set. Over the course of the next year, it did come back down again until Q4, and then it spiked again, and we see it getting up to $76 right here in Q4 of 2023. So from a $30 MSRP to $76 by the end of its first year of retirement. Not bad on this one. It did come back down a little bit. Right now it's selling for almost $70. But again, if you bought it for even for full price at 30, even right now, if you sold it for 69, after you pay your fees, you're almost doubling your money. But if you got it at a discount, you're definitely more than doubling your money. And you should have been able to get it at a discount. Once again, we don't like paying full price for our Lego inventory. We get discounts and we buy below the MSRP. Next up, we have another Technic set. This is the Skid Steer Loaders 42116, right before retirement, selling for $10 on Amazon. So you literally could have bought them for 10, but by the end of the first year of retirement right here, it was selling for 33. So this was triple the price. $10 to 33, more than triple the MSRP, and you should have got it for below 10. You should have got it for 7 or 8. We can see it was selling for $8.80 right there. There was a point here where it looked like it dropped even lower. It's $8 at the buy box right there at one point. So you should have been able to get it for like $8, and by the end of the first year, sell it for 33. But actually, it looks like it even went higher. There were peaks at $40 right here. We can see certain points, $38, $40, even $45 very, very momentarily here in December. We can see these massive peaks in the price to 45 or to. So you bought it for 8 and you're selling it for 45. It's kind of insane what you could have done with this set. But again, you would have had to buy a lot of these to deploy the same amount of capital as a $100 set or $120 set or $150 set. So you got to keep that in mind when you're looking at very low priced inventory like a $10 set. But that is still a phenomenal return on investment. Next up, we have a Brickhead set. This is the Lego Brickhead's Ginger Tabby Cat set 40480. And right before retirement, you can see that you could have bought this for 23 right here. It dipped even lower to around $20 at certain points. And by the end of the first year of retirement in 2023, it was selling for $64 on Amazon. And it was readily selling. And for anyone out there who doesn't believe that these are actually selling at these prices, maybe you think this is just listed prices and it's not real sales. The green chart on the bottom here in the middle, if the squiggly line is moving, it means that there's sales. So when we see the price chart is at 64, and then the middle chart here has the green line, you know, with these kind of squiggly lines here, we know we're getting sales at these prices. So 64 from a purchase price of around 20 right before retirement on Ginger Tabby Cat Brickheads. Next up, we have a Ninjago set. We have Lloyd Spinjitzu 70689, currently selling for 36. Right before retirement, you could have got it for $8 on Amazon. MSRP was 10, but again, you could have got it for 20% off, which would have been $8. And over the course of the first year of retirement on this set, we see it peaking at somewhere around 25 right here in December. So that, you know, again, you're selling it for 3x what you bought it for if you got it at that $8 price, or more than, you know, 2.5 times the retail price. And then over the course of the next couple of months in 2024, it's gone even higher, up to 36 recently. So again, if you bought it for that $8 price at this point, you're just doing phenomenally well. Probably a 200% return on investment even after you pay your costs. Next up, we're looking at a Lego Disney set. This is Mickey and Friends Propeller plane 10772. Right before retirement, you could have bought this for definitely $10, which was the MSRP, but at least you could have probably got a little bit of a discount on this. And we can see that it's sold out of Amazon right here in around October of 2022. And before the end of the year, it wasn't even officially retired yet. It just sold out on Amazon and it didn't come back in stock. But before the end of that year, the buy box right here was $23. So it had already doubled from the MSRP. Before it even officially retired, it was over double the MSRP. If you can see that happening, you know, it's a phenomenal indication of the performance of the set, of course. Over the course of the next year, it didn't go a whole lot further, but we did see it peak at around 28 here in December of 2023. So you could have bought it for $8 or maybe $10 if you paid full MSRP for it, and then sold it for $28. After you pay your fees, you're going to be pretty much around doubling your money at that point. And then this year, it has climbed a little bit more until right now it is at $33.75, more than triple the MSRP on the Disney Mickey and Friends Propeller plane. Next up, we have a Creator 3-in-1 sports card. This is 31100. Right before retirement, it was selling for $10. By the end of its first year of retirement, we see it peaking at $34, triple the MSRP. By the end of the first year of retirement, we see incredible performance on this. It did come back down a little bit for the first couple of months of this year, but it has been back up there above $30 a handful of times. Right now we have a lowball seller that is pulling down the price to $25, but as soon as they sell out, I expect it will bounce back up. You can see that's happening quite a lot here in the last month or two. We can see it's peaking at, you know, 33, 32.50, and then it has moments of dips, and then it goes back up again. So if I was sitting on these right now, I would simply wait for that price to bounce back up again before I would sell. Next up, we have Creator Fish Tank 3-in-1 set. This is 31122, another exclusive set, this time to Walmart. It was not available in other stores except for Lego Store and Walmart. Right before retirement, you could have bought it on Amazon for around $35, but the MSRP on this was $30. So if you went to Walmart, you could have got it for $30. And over the course of the first year of retirement, we see a really strong climb in the price on this one. By the end of the year, it was selling for $94. That was the peak right there. Actually, we do see a moment of a higher peak. Right here, the buy box seemed to temporarily, it's not highlighting, so I can't see the exact number, but around $90 for sure. Triple the MSRP if you paid full MSRP for the set within a single year of retirement. And more recently, it has been at $95. It did go higher. It went up to $100 right here for a while in 2024, but right now it's at $95. If you bought it for $30, you're almost tripling your money. Even after you pay your fees, you're doing phenomenally well with this investment. Ninjago Legacy X1 Ninja Charger 71737. Right before retirement, you could have bought it for $50, and by the end of the first year of retirement, you could have sold for $109. That is if you sold it at the peak, though. Right before that, it was selling for $78 or so, but even then, you're doing okay, especially if you got it at a discount. Once again, we don't want to pay the full $50 for this. We prefer to get it for $40, and if you got it for $40 and sold it for $80, you're not quite doubling your money because of the Amazon fees, but you're doing pretty well. But if you sold it right here at the peak for $111, at that point, you're more than doubling. Or if you held it until now, which right now it's selling for $118. Once again, it's a $50 set. So even if you paid full MSRP for it, when it's $118 right now, you are more than doubling your money. Next up, we have a Lego Dots set. For anyone who didn't think that Lego Dots could do well as an investment, we do have an example here of Lego Dots, which is this kind of candy kitty bracelet and bag tag. 41944, right before retirement, selling for $12 on Amazon. By the end of the first year of retirement, selling for $32 or $36 or so, somewhere above $30. More than almost triple. When it hit that $36, it was triple of what you could have bought it for. I believe the MSRP on this was more like $15. It was available for $15 here, and then it was discounted to $12. So from $15, it did double up to around $32. From $12, you know, if you got it at that discount, then you're doing very, very well. All right, moving on now, we have the Lego City Police Patrol boat here, and this is set number 60277. Back before it retired, it was available for $60 on Amazon, but we did have discounts. You could have bought it for $48 right here in 2022. And right after retirement, we see it jumping up to $100 right here. And over the course of the first year of retirement, we see it going above $100. By the end of the year, selling for $125 at the buy box right there. after 1 year of retirement. And again, it was a $60 price. So at that point, it's more than double the MSRP, even if you paid full MSRP for it. But of course, you should have been able to get a discount on this set. It was available for 48. So if you bought it for 48 and then you sold it for 125 or so, then even after you cover your fees and costs and everything, you're more than doubling your money. Next up, we have LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Race Car Transporter. This is set number 31113. And once again, we see this is a kind of a lower price set. It was a $20 MSRP, but right before retirement, you could have bought it for $16. It was in fact almost always $16 on Amazon. It was heavily discounted by 20% for a long period of time. If you bought it for $16, by the end of the first year, sold it for $46, then you are doing extremely well at that point. But even if you did not buy it for $16, even if you bought it for the full MSRP of $20, after 1 year, it was selling for more than double that, because by the end of the first year of retirement, it was selling for $44 at the buy box on Amazon, just a single year of hold time on this Creator 3-in-1 Race Car Transporter Lego set. Next up, we have another 3-in-1 Creator set. This is the Space Mining Mech 31115 right here. And some of the images are blurry on Amazon. $55 right now at the buy box. Right before retirement, you could have bought it for $20.50. Over the course of the first year of retirement, it hit $50. So once again, buy it for $20, sell it for $50. Even after you pay your Amazon fees, you are doubling your money at that point. More recently, it has continued to rise. We did see it peak at $70 recently. So this set is doing extremely well. A real nice price growth. And I like the look of this chart as well. I like the fact that it has continued to grow in year 2 of retirement, and it is not showing any signs of slowing down. Next up, we have a Duplo set. This is the Town, Airplane, and Airport set number 10961. And right before retirement on this one, it was selling for $24. The MSRP was $30, but you could have got it for $24 readily throughout 2022. You can see that discount on the chart here. And then in the course of the first year of retirement, we can see that it peaked at $60 right before the end of the year. So we can see phenomenal price growth on these sets right here up until the end of the year at $60. So again, from a $30 MSRP to a $60 price, more than doubling from the MSRP, but you should have been able to get it for a discount for $24, which will help cover those costs. And then even when accounting for your selling fees and everything, you'll be more than doubling your money on this one. All right, the next set we're going to look at here is a Lego Marvel set. So this is Marvel SpiderMan and Green Goblin Mech 76219. Now this is an example of a set actually that was $20 at MSRP, but right before retirement, it was selling for above that. So there was points throughout 2022 when this was still available in retail stores that this was selling for $36 on Amazon, and it's a $20 set. So you actually could have sold it on Amazon even while it was still available and done okay, or made a little bit of a return on it. But over the course of its first year of retirement here, we can see it was quite flat at around 40, which is already double the $20 MSRP. But at certain points, we see these peaks right before the end of the year. We see it hitting 60, and then this rise right here up to $75 here on Amazon. Again, this is a $20 set, so you're almost quadrupling from the MSRP. If you bought it at a discount, you are more than quadrupling at that point when you sell it for $75. Since then, it has come back down. Right now, it's selling for $65, still triple the MSRP, of course, after about a year and a half. And I do expect we probably will see some growth again. I do note that the sales have slowed down a little bit on this set. It's possible there is another listing maybe on Amazon. Sometimes on Amazon we get our wires crossed a little bit with duplicate listings, but even on this listing, you're talking about a $20 set selling for $76 within a year of retirement. So those are 20 sets that have more than doubled in price from the MSRP, which usually we don't want to pay. We want to pay below that, but doubled from the MSRP in their first year of retirement. And again, if you learn how to get massive discounts on your Lego inventory, then there will be a whole lot more sets that are going to be selling for more than double what you bought them for. That is the name of the game here. That is what we're doing with Lego investing. So what are your thoughts? Which one of these sets was your favorite? Which other sets did you invest in 2022 that have done really well for you? Let's have a conversation down below. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about Lego investing. We also have a 5-step downloadable guide in the description down below that'll help you to get off the ground with your Lego investing journey. And with that, thank you so much for being here. I'm Shane from BrickBox.net, and make this your year to lift off and be free.